Beforehand, Sentomaru, despite being ambushed by Rob Lucci, his goal was to take control of the Seraphim from the axe-wielding lad. Enraged, Luffy used his Gear 5 state, kicking the defender far away. On the other hand, the Seraphim had revealed their dominant strength while fighting CP0 agents. They had been enhanced with Vegapunk's technology, thus possessing devil fruit powers like Boa Hancock's petrification, Senior Pink's abilities, Kuma's strength, and Mr. One's steel fruit. According to Dr. Vegapunk, Seraphim are the pinnacle of science, also known as the strongest form of humans. Meanwhile, Rob Lucci returned and continued his intent to take down Sentomaru. However, he couldn't match up against Luffy's supernaturally enhanced strength. No matter what he did, he was outmatched, and Luffy's attacks gradually rendered Lucci unconscious. However, Luffy needed to gather with his allies quickly to set sail. His Gear 5 state had reached its limit, so ultimately, the government agents still held the upper hand on Egghead Island because they possessed the most dangerous Seraphim machines. After leaving Kamabaka, Kuma was still hovering swiftly in the sky. Back on Egghead, CP0 praised Sentomaru for excellently completing the mission of stalling time. Currently, he's also unconscious, so the Seraphim will be controlled by the government agents. Lucci didn't want to wait for the Navy to arrive to take action, as that would give Vegapunk a chance to escape. The doctor also informed the remaining members of the Straw Hat crew that they were the government's targets, not him, the smartest person in the world. Wouldn't that be a big loss for the government, right? Indeed, Vegapunk has invented many things serving the interests of the world government, most notably the research on devil fruits and the creation of human weapons pacifista, perfecting the Seraphim. What would happen if this scientist were to confront the Straw Hat crew with his greatest intellect? Of course, they wouldn't want that at all. Vegapunk has no intention of uprising, but the stubborn government agents insist on eliminating him. Nami seems unconcerned, as he'll just be a pawn anyway. The arrival of the Four Emperors pirate crew on this island is perhaps destiny, so Vegapunk wants to set sail with the Straw Hat group. Frankie and Usopp warmly welcome the doctor, while Nami doesn't like him at all. If he wants that, then first remove the shackles from us. On Luffy's side, he's back to normal, and Jinbe hands Atlas back to the lab assistants for repairs. On the other hand, Bonney is angry, wielding her staff to find Vegapunk. She'll make him restore her father to his former self, or she'll kill the scientist. At this point, Lucci has 4 Seraphim in his possession, ordering to seal off all exits of the island, not letting anyone escape. The former warlord Kuma is hovering in the sky. And his destination is unexpectedly the Red Earth continent. The collision created a huge explosion, making the surrounding people confused. Why is Bartholomew Kuma here? Rumor has it that he has escaped from Mary Geos, but he should have been the Celestial Dragon's champion slave, right? After lying motionless for a while, Kuma finally sits up. This frightens those meddling people, causing them to flee immediately. The Navy received news of Kuma appearing here, and they immediately deploy a plan to capture the fugitive alive. Kuma glances sharply upward, where the dragons reside. Back on Egghead Island, Lucci orders to seal off all exits for Vegapunk, even destroying ships if necessary. Even with control over Seraphim, infiltrating the Ultra Prison Dome is difficult. Stussy realizes that Lucci intends to disregard orders from higher-ups, his icy demeanor evident. He refuses to acknowledge Luffy as one of the 4 emperors, considering him a lost cause. Shaka notices the situation is dire as the enemy seals off all exits, even the ships will be destroyed. The ace in the hole, Vegafox 1, can only operate on this island, so now it's useless. Lilith is excited because this is an opportunity for adventurers like her to fight. Vegapunk has packed and gathered with 6 clones, but how to escape this place remains a question. Lilith wants to retaliate against CP0, but Shaka disagrees. The clone's mission is to protect the subject, not engage in battles. Shaka and Lilith argued back and forth without end. The Straw Hat Pirates were hesitant about whether to help Vegapunk or not, because even if they managed to escape, they would still be pursued by the government. The genius scientist felt guilty for turning Sentomaru into a government traitor. Pythagoras remembered they still had an ally on this island, but Edison wanted to stop him because doing so would also put that person in the crosshairs of their enemies. However, Vegapunk decided to ask for help without much thought. The other end of the line immediately agreed. Vegapunk was a bit surprised, knowing that with this person's help, he and his clones could easily escape. Lilith said she would activate Vegafox 1 to take everyone to the port. The old scientist quickly informed the Straw Hat Pirates, surprised when all 7 Vegapunks boarded the Sunny at the same time. This meant Lilith was also coming along. So Sanji was overjoyed. Meanwhile, Bonney was running to find Vegapunk, and Luffy and Chopper were trying to chase after her to stop her. Suddenly, a strange sound came from the laboratory, a sign that the extreme barrier had been deactivated. The clones didn't understand what was happening, who had disabled it. Pythagoras didn't detect anyone in the control room. The sudden deactivation of the barrier made Cypher Pole excited. However, Lucci suspected that this was just a trap set by Vegapunk. He and Kaku jumped onto the clouds to spy on the situation inside. The protective laser beams also seemed to no longer be functioning. These two discovered that the Straw Hat Pirates ship and Vegafox 1 were present. That's why Lucci didn't see their ship under the port. And then Lucci immediately wanted to destroy the Sunny right there. At the same time, Admiral Kizaru was on a warship, rushing to Egghead to capture the Straw Hat Pirates and Vegapunk alive. All warships had also been mobilized to this island. Rob Lucci wants to destroy their last means of transportation, and this time Kaku will be the one to act. At this moment, Zoro is sleeping outside, while Brook is leisurely cooking inside. After spinning to gather momentum, Lucci unleashes a wide-range attack towards the Sunny. This wakes up Zoro, who was in a deep sleep, and he quickly strikes to nullify Lucci's attack, surprising Kaku. The clash immediately forces Brook to run outside. "Who the hell woke me up?" Zoro asks. Kaku is taken aback, realizing that Zoro is missing an eye. "So it's you, Zoro, the long-named member of CP9, who I defeated in the past." Kaku was determined to handle Zoro himself. "I don't know why you're here. But if you're trying to destroy the ship, I will cut you down," Zoro threatens. "Let's see how good you are." Although Pythagoras has activated the return vault, the CP0 has infiltrated the inside. It seems they intend to destroy the Straw Hat Pirates ship. Zoro and Kaku engage in a fierce battle to settle their old grudges. Lilith brings out a missile to support Zoro. Meanwhile, Luffy, Jinbe, and Chopper are running towards the laboratory as they have lost track of Bonney, and they are overjoyed to reunite with their crewmates. There are many interesting things here. Especially the giant robot, they say, as they have observed it through the monitor, even during your fight with Cypher Pole. "I heard you agreed to let Vegapunk come aboard our ship, is that true? We should quickly leave this place, Luffy." Luffy feels disappointed to leave at this moment, but there's no other choice. This is the government's island, and Cypher Pole will soon arrive here. We can't waste any more time. Have you seen Bonney? She intends to assassinate Dr. Vegapunk. Robin also discovered that Vegapunk has disappeared. Oh my god. Why did he leave without saying anything? Where else could he go at this time? I hope Vegapunk is not killed. It turns out they are playing a game of chase in another area. Bonney refuses to listen to his explanations and relentlessly attacks him. In the end, did he manage to change my father back to normal or not? I'm sorry, Bonney, but I have a valid reason for this. Being relentlessly attacked, Vegapunk had to struggle to avoid it, and he ended up in a secret room. As for Bonney, she coldly approaches with a face full of killing intent. Remembering the time before, Vegapunk successfully created human clones. Even though the world doesn't recognize it, she is clearly still a human. The scientist believes that this is definitely a major step towards global peace, a great advancement for humanity. After a chase, Bonney transforms into a child and starts crying softly. She pretends to be injured to make Vegapunk feel guilty. The scientist immediately falls into panic, not knowing what to do next. Seizing the opportunity, Bonney transforms back into an adult and attacks with her staff. However, Vegapunk manages to dodge it in time and is about to run away when Bonney quickly stabs him with the staff. Suddenly, colorful stones fall out of Vegapunk's body. Afterwards, the scientist is transformed into a child. Those colorful stones represent his age. Vegapunk, feeling sad, asks Bonney to restore his age, saying, "You don't have to worry, my abilities don't have a permanent effect on living beings." Bonney lifts Vegapunk up and asks him why he turned her father into a cyborg. Dr. Vegapunk is confused and doesn't know how to answer this question. Currently, Kuma is trying to crawl up the line for an unknown purpose. Vegapunk promised Kuma to keep all secrets from Bonney. Do you think I'm stupid to believe these words? Don't lie anymore, my father gave up his life to become a mindless machine. He was killed by that man. At the same time, Kuma was shot down by the Navy and fell down. Bonney forced the scientist to tell the whole truth. Suddenly, a sound caught Bonnie's attention. Then, she walked up to the door with a bear paw symbol above it. This place must be related to Kuma's father. Bonney broke in and saw a giant bear paw ball. This is the power of the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi fruit that the former Shichibukai Kuma still possesses. Somewhere in the New World, Kid's pirate ship was sailing after leaving Wano for many days. Killer looked at the map and woke Kid up. We're about to reach land. Should we go scout? Kid didn't want to miss the opportunity to explore the island, as it was the homeland of the mysterious Elbaf giants. On the other hand, at the G-14 Marine base, Vice Admiral Dahl was talking to Vice Admiral Garp via snail phone. She said she was going to Egghead, so she couldn't go with Garp. Luffy's grandfather was planning to attack the territory of the Four Emperors. However, he didn't bother to report to the headquarters. Surprisingly, Garp was present at G-14. He called Helmeppo's name to come out and meet him. The young man cried and begged his mentor because Kobe was taken by Blackbeard and he couldn't do anything to help. Garp laughed and said, "Get on the ship, we'll go to Hakinosu and show the Blackbeard pirates what fear is." Helmeppo and Hibari cried, moved by the heroic action of the Marine. It seems that this time Kobe has a chance to be saved. Seeing the bear paw bubble, Bonney was stunned for a while. Vegapunk advised the little girl not to get close to it because it had nothing to do with Kuma. Vegapunk recalled the conversation he had with Kuma before. The scientist discovered that when a person dies, their body weight decreases by 21 grams, which could be the soul. The power of the Nikyu fruit allows Kuma to materialize invisible things, so Vegapunk wants him to use it to push his memories out for research purposes. Although Kuma disagreed, Vegapunk begged and pleaded until he agreed. The doctor requested that Bonney not touch the bear paw bubble because it represents Kuma's painful memories. It is powerful enough to kill anyone who touches it. Despite being constantly attacked by the Navy, Kuma still refuses to give up. He stands up after falling and shoots laser beams to resist. Bonney remains silent for a while, curious if this is truly her father's memory. The battle between Zoro and Kaku outside is quite intense. Kaku knows that the Straw Hat Pirates have become much stronger, so he will fight seriously from now on. Immediately after, he begins to transform into a new form. By the way, Stussy wants to ask Lucci for advice on how to capture Dr. Vegapunk. However, Lucci knows that Stussy is hiding something. Immediately after, the four Seraphim also jump up to the cloud floor, ready to carry out their orders. Upon receiving the news that Lucci has advanced deep into the island, the Straw Hat group becomes very worried. While Shaka is thinking of a solution, Lilith shows her eagerness to fight. Frankie didn't expect that even Vegapunk couldn't predict what was about to happen. Of course, CP0 is very unpredictable. I have a bad feeling about this, but luckily Zoro is staying on the ship to watch over, he will definitely win. However, the enemy is not just one person, but a whole group of Seraphim ready to fight. 2 against 7, we can already guess the outcome. Shaka reveals that the Seraphim are equipped with the ability to analyze and solve situations on their own, sometimes without needing orders. Despite that, Vegapunk has higher command authority than CP0. So it is not difficult for him to bring the Seraphim to his side. Perhaps the Cypher Pole group also doesn't want that to happen. Pythagoras and Lilith quickly run outside and they will take care of this. With such a large number of enemies, Zoro and Brook definitely can't fight back. That's why Frankie wants to go out and help them. Meanwhile, Sanji laughs mischievously at the thought of Zoro being defeated before finding One Piece. This angers Nami, who says that he should leave too since the crew is in danger. Sanji immediately obeys the order to find a way out with Frankie. But should we help that Zoro guy or not, it's really annoying. This time, you owe me, Zoro. Kaku always wants to settle the score with Zoro someday. So he trains crazily to become stronger. Brook is a bit curious about Kaku's new form. He thinks that maybe he has awakened a power but was knocked unconscious by my attack. Kaku rushes forward, as if your sword can cut me. Zoro assigns the task of protecting the ship to Brook and continues to fight. Both of them clash, creating a great impact. The decisive battle is extremely intense, and it seems that the awakened form has made Kaku's body stronger. Zoro is tired of facing these strange creatures, so he tries to end it as quickly as possible. At the same time, Lucci starts giving orders for the Seraphim to destroy the experimental area before Vegapunk appears. This is really bad, making Nami and Usopp cry silently. The destructive power of these artificial machines is overwhelming. The laboratory rooms are destroyed in an instant, and Brook is quite worried about his teammates inside. Kaku is confident that the Straw Hat Pirates cannot win in this situation. Laser beams are continuously fired, and the damage from the Nikyu fruit power and Mihawk's sword strikes is unstoppable. Nami and Usopp scream as if they are about to die, which makes Kaku feel satisfied. Suddenly, Stussy slowly approaches and bites his neck. Immediately, the giraffe man falls unconscious to the ground. Lucci is stunned and doesn't understand what his teammate is doing. I'm just helping him go to sleep. Do you want to sleep with him? Finally, this female agent reveals her true face. She is a clone of Miss Buckingham, Stussy, the first clone created by the MADS organization and a former member of the Rock's pirate crew. Kaku saw lying on the ground. Lucci realized that there was a spy beside him. He fired a shot but only hit the afterimage of Stussy. She took out a lipstick made from sea stone and touched Lucci, causing the devil fruit user like Lucci to weaken. Immediately after, Stussy bit deeply into Lucci's shoulder. I know you guys are strong so we won't face each other head on, sorry. Lucci was furious but could only lie down like his teammate Kaku. Although I don't understand what's going on. First of all, I have to be cautious of the girl in front of me. Thank you for watching the entire video. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, like, share, and also hit the notification bell to receive updates when the channel releases new videos. Thank you.